All right, welcome everybody to the meetup to the Business Mastermind. This is the second meeting of the year. Welcome everybody again. I think it's still not too late to say Happy New Year's to everybody. Welcome aboard. I got a bunch of questions here, so we're gonna get to that as quickly as we can. If you have more questions, you haven't typed it in yet, make sure you do so. If you want to request my time or our time on this call, make sure you do that as well on the chat box. Again, there are a number of you on the phone. I just want to remind you all, if you're on the phone, you won't be able to interact with me unless you download the smartphone Zoom app and you use that. I know some of you are driving and listening in. Just make sure you're driving. Be safe while you're listening in. All right. Today is January 15th, 2020. My God, it's 2020. Still hitting me. The time has gone by real fast, hasn't it? Well, at least for me it has. And this calls for the East Coast, USA, Canada, and Europe. Let's dive right into it. And again, remember to send in your questions to the chat box. We don't have a guest speaker in this call, but we do have a guest speaker this afternoon on the 4 p.m. call for the West Coast, USA, and Canada. And that person is Samantha Bennett, who is a webinar. Well, she's excellent expertise in empowering people who are creatives in the entrepreneurial world. Fabulous woman. I've talked to her. Woman leader. She's absolutely great, and has some powerful distinctions in how to lead an effective webinar and increase your conversions that way. So I did pick her brain, and I did share some of what I learned from her in the previous calls and on the Facebook group page as well. But she'll be on the call today at 4 o'clock. If you want to be on that call, if you're not getting a recording of the 4 p.m. calls and you want a recording of that, just let me know as well. And so look forward to that call at 4 o'clock. Let's see. We do have a new member. She won't be joining us until 2 weeks out. So I want to keep it simple and easy for the transition for her, but I'll introduce her in about 2 weeks. So to all of you, she is in the Bay Area and she's in the video industry. And looking forward to introducing you all to her. All right, let's see here. Let's go into, again, if you're listening to the recording or you're on this live call, you can always introduce yourself via the chat box to other people here that you're interested in connecting with. I always encourage you all just to build relationship, just to get to know each other. Don't even talk business. If you haven't met some of these people and new people especially, make sure that you connect with them. And if you're new, also feel free to reach out to anybody here on the chat box. Everybody here is pretty friendly and willing to at least have a relationship building call. So I strongly encourage you to do that. If you're listening to the recording and you want an introduction to someone, feel free to email me and let me know that you'd like to be introduced to this person. A reminder about what we cover in this program and and what I call the syllabus. There are some standard things that we typically cover, at least from time to time on these calls, and there's a longer list I'll go through. But of course, there's covering your meetups. Now, it's imperative that you come to these calls at least twice a month and get my attention on these calls. Very, very imperative to do so. To look at your meetup groups. If you're not consistently looking at your meetup groups, it's a good chance they're going to atrophy and die on the vine. So you want to make sure you connect with me on these calls and have me look at them and see how I can help you optimize them. Do not, please do that. That's like one of the most important things to do. And the biggest opportunity cost is if you don't get me to help you optimize them on a consistent basis, at least once or twice a month. You should be looking at your meetup groups with me. And that makes a tremendous difference, as quite a number of you have already discovered. We also talk about webinar strategy and how to promote webinars. I'm really heartened to see a lot more of you doing that. I've been pushing for it. I don't know why I'm pushing for it, because it's really fairly straightforward to do and a wonderful thing to do, but understand that sometimes the nature of the beast, that in order to have full ownership of your life, you have to actually have to be, as a coach, you have to be really okay with resistance from other people, and I certainly am okay with that. But I strongly encourage you all to give up the resistance and engage with these calls, and also engage with planning out your webinar strategy. And if you want to learn how to do that, just ask me. Generally speaking, Sunil, how can I improve or use the webinar strategy? And I'll be happy to share. Also, how to use other platforms like LinkedIn, etc., to do your outreach, and how to create Google traffic using Meetup. How to do effective presentations. You can bring your PowerPoints to these calls, and I can take a look at it with you. How to increase conversions. Again, where either me or the invited guest speakers can really bring a lot of help. This afternoon's call is definitely an example. But if you want help, a number of you are building up your audiences really well. And you're getting people to show up at your events, but you're not converting as well, or you're getting free consultations and you're not converting. That is something we should handle as quickly as possible. The sooner you handle conversions, the greater your confidence, because then you can sell almost anywhere you go, as long as you have your target market there. How to build your email list, how to write great copy. So you can always ask questions on these. There are other topics as well, how to do live streaming, how to do traveling show strategy, how to build your workshop audience, quite a lot of stuff here. Again, I'm not going to go through all of this, but you can read these at your own leisure. Ask me questions. All right. Location update. Let's see. I think almost. Patricia Barrington, I know you and I have been working on Long Island, New York. Hey, Patricia, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, I can hear you. How are you doing?
Very good, Dr. Patricia Barrington. I like saying that. It just sounds so officious and wonderful.
Thank you.
You have such a wonderful name. So I know I saw the very wonderful exchange you had with one or two people, I think, or maybe one person who was offering you an event location.
Yes, Maria, she was, we were talking about the library in Syosset, and she did go and reserve the time for February 18.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. Good news. How big is the conference room?
It can hold 60 people.
60, sorry?
60, yes.
My God, wow, what a deal.
So I was talking to her about us making it a workshop presentation plus a networking event for people, so that if it's a networking event, you probably will get more people to come than just as if it is just a workshop.
Correct. Yes. And for you, networking events, you're right. They do tend to have a lot more people, and a lot more people will probably show up. You want to be ready and have your own vending table there, apart from the welcome table. Welcome table is very simple. Just have an email sign-up sheet. But your vending table is where you put your offer for your free consultation there.
Okay.
And as you're talking and networking and helping people connect, invite them to come do a free consultation with you. And I think because it's free, the library will be fine with it.
Yeah.
So you can do that, you see.
Okay.
So just think about that. If you want me to give you details on that, happy to do that. Okay.
Yes, I definitely would like to speak with you about that, and also to set up that time so that the people would really get the information to come.
You mean set up the time for the event?
Yes, for the event. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just to be on the safe. I mean, February. When are you having? February 18th.
February 18. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you got about a month. So if you set up more groups, etc., and you feed it, I think you should be able to fill it up pretty well, and maybe even post the event on Dr. Vijaya's groups. That will give her one in-person event too. So it's total win for everybody. Let me bring her in here and ask her if she'd be open to doing that. Hey, Vijaya, how are you?
Hey, I'm so glad to hear this good news, Patricia. Absolutely. Do you need help to post the events? I've given you some groups that you haven't joined as co-organizer. The others are fine, except these ones. I did a private chat with you. So absolutely. Do you know how to post, right?
Yeah, I do, but I still have to go over it to be comfortable. That's why I'm looking for Sunil to really look with me to see what to do with that. But as far as your groups are concerned, I thought all the groups that you have on the worksheet there, I believe that I apply with all of those. But I'll go back again and look and see.
No, sometimes they drop off. So I posted a couple. I think there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 groups left. I've got 9,
really?
so there's only 4. Yeah, I've already given you the link, so just go into the link on your private chat here and join us. You know what to do. But again, the question is, do you know how to post to these groups your events?
No, I don't.
Okay, so do you have an event already posted in one? Oh, you haven't designed the event yet, right?
No, I haven't designed it. I have the information, but I didn't really put it up yet.
Okay, great. On this call, you and I will work on it. I just want to focus on the locations right now for this section of the call, but I promise you I'll work with you either in this call or we'll take it offline and we'll create it if you run out of time on this call, okay?
Okay.
And then once you have an event designed and posted in your groups, Patricia, then it's rather trivial. I say that, of course, with a pinch of salt because it's trivial to me, but it's pretty much copy and paste from what you've written up into Vijaya's meetup groups at that point. I'll show you how to do that, okay?
Sunil, the other thing I found very useful is to say what you said last week, to say, I like to introduce my friend and fellow expert, XYZ. It sounds like my voice telling my group because we haven't, and again, for those of you who are doing my groups or any group, you need to put the bio. Patricia, did you do your bio? Because I'm going to download the bio in the, inform everybody, these are our 4 or 5 co-organizers.
I have to look, I don't remember.
Okay, yeah, it just has to be a very short, very short bio, Dr. Patricia. Just say how many years of experience you've had.
And I have that on my own meetup, so I could just cut and paste that.
Oh yeah, very trivial, exactly. Yeah, and just post that. There's a tab for bios on our common document, and you can just post it and just let Dr. Vijaya know that you've posted it there. And then what Vijaya said is accurate. When you post the event on other people's groups, you want to put it like, hey, I'm introducing you to my friend, Dr. Patricia Barrington, who'll be leading this event. And you put that in the event description as well. So the reason you do that is so people show up and they're not surprised to see you there, when they're expecting Vijaya because it's her group that they're posting the event on. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I know it's a few things here and there, but you'll get the hang of it. Okay. And then it'll be secondhand, and then you'll be teaching me how to do all this. So I look forward to that day.
And Patricia, no problem. You can also contact me as I've told you. But Sunil will go through the big chunks that I may or may not know, but definitely we're here to help you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm very excited for you because that's really great. And we've got a good Wolfpack lineup for New York. The rest of you should pay attention to this. I think we've got 5 or 6 people now. Ginny Townsend is already recited and ready to get meetups going. And Patricia, what we're going to do with Joanna, who's also part of the group, Ginny and you, I'm going to work with you guys to get even more locations, preferably in the Manhattan area.
Okay.
So I'll work with you guys, but really good work getting the locations in Long Island. I think that's great. And that's great movement forward. But we'll get even better locations in the Manhattan area because we just have larger populations who tend to come for events there as well. Great. Any other support you need with your locations, Patricia?
Not at the moment. I'll be looking out here in Eastern Suffolk to see. There's a business library out here.
Okay.
And I have them done, so I have to call them to find out if I can do meetup there. They usually do different engagement. I call Adelphi College, but they want 150,
Well,
and they are charging according to the amount of people. Because she asked me how many people I had come in, and I said about 10 to 15, and
right.
she said that was like $150. So
I see. Yeah, I think we can find something better. 150 is quite egregious. I wouldn't do it right now. You know, as you build it out and you're rolling in the millions of dollars, then you can do $150, you know. But right now, we can safely let that go. And they'll, I want them to come back cap in hand, you see, but once you have your audience, then that tends to happen. So,
Sunil, a quick question. We were talking about it the other day. If 150 divided by 4 of us here, I mean 4, Diane and all of us, then it doesn't amount to so much. Would you recommend that?
oh yeah, actually I do. Which is what Sandra and I and a few other people are doing here in the Bay Area. We split up the cost for the tech code. So it works out to be really quite affordable. So that's not a bad idea. Thank you, Vijaya. But it's only one event, you see. So if you're sharing like 4 events, it may work out to be at 150 each. But what you could negotiate en masse with the universities is that you get maybe 6 events for for $400, and then that's $100 a month. And if the location is nice enough and they have good parking, etc., then it could be worth the time. If it doesn't have much, if it's too much traffic to get to it or the parking's not good, then you may need to reconsider.
Also, it has to be near a train station, Patricia, because many people come by the train in New York. They don't drive.
Yeah, well, out here we drive. The trains are far and few in between. So.
Oh, okay, got it.
So, and there's a lot of networking going out over here, and the people who lives over here, they know that they are going to be driving. But if you expect people to come from the city, then that's another story. And I don't think the people from the city would come out here.
I see.
Got it.
Useful. That's useful. I wish I was more familiar with the New York area, but that's useful to know.
So no, the island is like a world unto itself. And the people who are out here know that they have to use their vehicle. But
right.
if then that same information that we will be doing over here in Suffolk, we'll right. then take it to Manhattan, which is a whole nother world altogether.
So Adelphi University, is that the name?
Adelphi.
Adelphi, okay. Is it a nice location? I mean,
yes, it's a nice location. It's a very professional area. Okay. The Suffolk County itself have their small business development meetups right there.
Can you do me a favor? Can you keep it in existence somewhere to bring this up at our Wolfpack meeting?
Okay.
Then we can take a look at it as a group and then decide if we want to maybe come back to them with an offer, and I can help craft the offer. I mean, I'm thinking maybe offer like doing 6 events at an average of $100 each or something like that. And that would give us all enough events to do per month. Maybe even less, maybe $90 each person, work it out that way. And then that's very doable. Everybody just pays $90 a month. And we get 6 events that we can host there as a possibility. If people want to do Long Island, I'm not sure. But let's find out. It may be worth exploring.
Okay.
But that's good thinking. And
remember, Sunil, Long Island is a world unto itself as part of the business and the entrepreneur. So you can't mix them with New York City. Those are apples and oranges.
Correct. But if it is, because Long Island has about 1 million people, is that right? 2 million people?
I haven't really looked at the statistics, but the Long Island has like crivets of industrial and cooperation.
Oh, okay, very interesting.
Mhm.
So, you might have a pretty good population of people to reach out to. So it might be worth my time and everybody else's time to do events in Long Island
Mhm.
as opposed to Manhattan, you see. So if we have event locations in Long Island and event locations in Manhattan, then that would be very rich for all of us.
Mhm.
And I realize, I know I've worked with Vijaya before. It's a little tougher in New York to get some free locations, but we'll roll up our sleeves and get to work here. Okay.
Okay. That sounds good.
I just want to thank Patricia again. It's so amazing to serve I'm just putting out all the boroughs in New York, okay, with our group. That would
No,
be a
isn't that
dream come
cool?
true.
I mean, we could be serving all the boroughs and possibly even New Jersey, I think.
Hey,
Or just across the whatever that river is.
Yeah, just across the Hudson,
The
across the
Hudson. Okay,
Hudson.
that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
but
Uh,
people do come, because they travel an hour, 2 hours sometimes, and they tell me like really late by the time we finish it, we travel all this way and it's really worth coming here for your presentation. So they're
yeah,
great.
yeah.
And there are people who are coming from New Jersey because there's a young
Right.
lady said to me that she can't do that date on the 28th. And if I can do it another time so she can come. So
Yeah.
yeah, they come
They're
from
very
all
good.
over.
They're so good. They really come and you have something to say. And I think like what I'm asking is to do a compelling content and write up. And Sunil, you're the best, as far as I know, to do that.
Well, good praise you. Thank you.
True.
Yeah, it is. And yeah, I'll be happy to help you, Patricia, on this call. Okay, so that
Okay.
should be great. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, New York contingent. Man, I'm so excited for New York. I'll probably make a trip out to New York, come see you guys. So this year.
So Neil, I'm waking up.
Say again?
I'm waking up.
You're waking up? Man, that's awesome.
That's
I
a
can't wait to
powerhouse
say,
there. Patricia Barrington.
Patricia Barrington is not only going to wake up, but she's also going to wake up Long Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. That'll be awesome. New York is such an interesting place. It's high concentration of people, high amounts of money, great people. So I'm very excited to discover all. There's so much to discover in New York, and I can't wait to get back. And I haven't been in New York in a long time. I think the last time I went, I was an engineer, and it's a very different time. So, all right, very good. Thank you, guys. Any other requests for support or suggestions or offers for locations, suggestions for locations, especially on the East Coast or Canada, Europe? Okay, going once, twice, 3 times, a lady. All right. Okay, let's move on. Here, I'm gonna mute everyone. Okay, and okay, opportunities. I want to give you all an update on Alignable. I had a great conversation with a chief marketing officer or a chief marketing community officer who, God, her name escapes me right now, but it's wonderful. It's a great connection. She's very excited. She's very impressed by what we have all in unison created in terms of our audiences. I shared individual case studies of Julie Parker in Houston and Ronald Coming in Boston and Vijaya in New York, etc. They're all very interested in what we're doing. So one decision point, which is not confirmed yet, is to give us all the opportunity, us all meaning people in our mastermind, an opportunity to become local leaders in your area for free. So that's a free account, and you'll be appointed as local leader. Now, I'm still in the process of defining what that exactly is, but as I'm a local leader in the Bay Area, and I'm already getting quite a bit of visibility. People have been reaching out. They want to connect and get to know me. It gives you visibility. It also gives us some favorability in terms of posting our events and having another means of posting our events, which includes Big Hint. our webinars, all your webinars, all of our webinars, we can post and promote on Align. We can actually already do it, but as a local leader, if we design it correctly, and we get to design it now with this wonderful human being who I talked to 2 days ago at Alignable, if it all comes together, and I think it will, then all of you will get an opportunity to be local leaders. And I know some of you have reached back out to me and asked me what that exactly means, and I'll find out and I'll let you know. I don't think it's going to cost you anything. Of course, it might take a bit of time to do it, but there's no requirement for time or no requirement for anything you need to do. But of course, you want to take advantage of it and be able to post your events, etc. So that's on one level. The other thing I moved it as a topic of conversation was to talk about having Alignable take over some of Meetup's functions so that we can actually promote our in-person events locally as well at a higher level. And that means they're looking at, and I'm not sure it's going to fly and how long it's going to take, but they're looking at possibly creating a similar platform. Now, I don't share this with anybody, please. I'm trusting you all won't, including those of you listening to the recording. It's not confirmed that they're going to do that, but I kind of know how a CEO would be thinking about this, and Venkat's a really smart guy. He's certainly thinking about it. He's a CEO of Alignable, and I've talked to him about it before, and he thinks it's a really good idea. It's just a matter of timing, and some other questions you might have. But I think it's very workable. So we might have an alternative to Meetup, is what I'm trying to say. That might even be more business friendly in the time to come. And that time to come is hard to define right now because we're at very preliminary discussions. But the local leader is something that's a lot more short term. That might be happening within weeks, if not days. So stay tuned and I'll keep you updated on that. So that's Alignable. If you have any questions about that, things you want to share, just let me know. If you're excited about it, let me know too. I'm certainly excited about the opportunity to get you all way more visibility in your local areas. It's always good to have, for sure. The other opportunity, of course, are the webinar exchanges. So if some of you are new, but have already had, like I know Tony Taylor, if you're listening to the recording, you may be ready for, I think you are ready to do webinars, and I think we talked about it. So if you want to start doing webinar exchanges, we can start doing that. I know Vijaya, Dr. Vijaya is also open to doing so. And there's quite a number of people who can actually do webinar exchanges. If you are unclear who to do it with, reach out to me, please, and let me know so I can tell you, make suggestions. You can certainly do it with me. So it's just a matter of scheduling time with me to do it. So again, reach out to do the webinar exchanges, okay? I think those are the two main, and the other announcement is the Baltimore Wolfpack. We have 2 spots available if anybody wants to participate in the Baltimore Wolfpack and be part of it. If you're part of the global program, you sign up for our global program, then you can join Wolfpack. So let me know if you're interested in joining the Baltimore Wolfpack. Los Angeles, I know Lucy is ready and excited to start the groups finally. So I'll be talking with her, I think in the next 2 weeks to get that going. I know it's been a while, but we are definitely on track to get that going as well in Los Angeles. So I think that's pretty much it right now in terms of opportunities. Any other questions, requests for coaching or offers of opportunities? Once, twice. All right. Let's move on to questions then. All right. You start at the top here. Okay, Archana, you had a question. Get to you. Hey, Archana.
Hi, Sunil. How are you?
Hey, very good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so you have a topic and you need inputs on how to enhance reward for a meetup.
Yes, I can share a little bit here. Let me just, oh, okay, I'll just read it out. It won't let me share. That's totally fine.
Oh, I
So
can give you permission to share if you want to share.
it's just a little notepad which I typed it up. So
Okay, all right. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
that's fine. If we need to, I can do it. So basically, I want to do a meditation kind of a thing. Yeah, the basic premise is a meditation activation, but I just want to bring it out with a different flavor, just because it's not just sitting with your eyes closed and then just hoping something's going to happen, right? So,
Hopeful meditation classes.
what?
I said hopeful meditation classes as opposed to intentional meditation classes.
So, what I'm trying to focus on is I'm bringing in a lot of elements about grounding, opening up intuition, and even opening up heart space, and
Right.
creating energy around you and all that kind of stuff. But those are like the benefits. But
Right.
at a core level, I want to emphasize on it is the way, or it is the technique to diffuse stress and enhance vitality. So topic that I put is simple technique to diffuse stress and enhance vitality, because that's what happened to me as a result of all these different pieces that I've been doing. Is it has helped me manage my stress. It has helped me gain a lot more energy than what I've had before. So that's the topic I have definitely open for updates, inputs. And I'll just quickly read through. It's not a lot about the details I just put together.
Okay.
So here what I've said is I will guide you through a very simple and extremely effective technique to deeply connect with the earth. And as you allow these energies to fill you up,
Yep.
you will experience one or more of the following. Stress melting away from different parts of your body, feeling the unconditional support from the earth, letting go of fears, patterns, and other issues relating to trust and safety, initiate healing for the physical body and releasing pain, more clarity, focus, and awareness to move forward with ease and grace. So this is what I kind of put together. And
Okay, I can suggest a title. See, with a title, you want to get to the future intrigue as quickly as possible. And so I would say something like melt stress.
what?
Melt stress,
Okay.
comma, and then something fear. You said it earlier, I think. Diffuse fear or reduce,
Letting go of fear is what I had.
or you can say heal. Let melt stress, diffuse fears. It's probably a better word than diffuse. Melt stress, something fears, and some of you can pop in here and suggest words. But it gets to the heart of the matter, and then something about clarity and breakthroughs,
Right. Clarity, vitality, breakthrough, something. Yes.
Yeah, clarity to clarifying insight, clarity, insight, and breakthroughs. I mean, that's like super packed title right there. Maybe even overwhelming, but that's not a bad first tag at the title. I mean, for the title of the event, you have 80 characters. So let me get that going here. Get my character counter. Where are you? Oh, okay. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So you got 80 characters. I try to emphasize more on the future intrigues, something like melt, stress, something fierce. I know it's at the tip of my tongue. Melt, stress, solve fears, clarity, insight, and breakthroughs. So it may be guided meditations for joy, for a joyful life, something like that. It may be way over, but let's see. 99. Okay. So melt stress, get rid of the comma, Maybe put the comma. Take out some of the other stuff. Maybe take out that. 91. Guided meditations.
We could just do meditation.
Yeah. And 80. Wait a minute. How did that happen? Man. Yeah, so
The
that's
question is, we're saying resolve fears. And if we're continuing to read it with clarity and breakthroughs, is it like it's bringing in clarity, or that's my
maybe clarify. Huh.
So almost like, how about melt stress and fear and bring in clarity and breakthroughs, or something like that? Yeah.
Melt stress, free of fears. Clarify. Think. 3, so 1 and 79. So I want to put the guided meditation, so in case people know what it is. Melt stress, free of fears, clarity for your life, guided meditation for you.
Yep.
It's not bad. What do you think? Anybody else want to chime in? Learning how to do copy for other people helps you write good copy too. That's how I learned.
I would say disappear fear.
Disappear fear? Okay. I kind of like free of fear, but I'm open to disappear fear. That's not bad. It might be about the same word count or character count.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Feel less worry and anxiety about the future. I've got a few words here. I do the same, Archana. It's so great. And Patricia Barrington also. So
right.
it's really great. Yeah.
So what I just captured that for you, Archana, in the chat box. Okay. So.
Oh, thank you. I was just going to say, oh my God, you erased it before I typed it up.
It's in the chat box. You can just copy and paste it.
Yes, please. Thank you.
So what was yours again, Vijaya?
Sorry, I was muted. So ask, what is it the fear they have? Be more specific. Like, for example, feel less worry and anxiety about the futures. If we don't just say resolve or disappear in my work, because it comes back. If they don't do regular practices, people think it's once you meditate, that's it. No, you got to do practices throughout the day. And that's why they need to engage with a really, really good meditation or guided Maitri person.
Right.
So find out what is it that you're talking about, the fear. What is it they want clarity for? Not only your life, but if they want their business or career insights, it's a very powerful thing to get insights, like instant, because that's where you're going for wisdom. Your source of wisdom, the source of truth is inside you, not in your senses, is beyond your beliefs, is beyond what you think. Right. It goes beyond that, and meditation is so great to bring you there. So I would be very no, but the title is fine, but in the writing, it's like, what are your fears about? Fears of, usually people worry about the future, fears and worry. But this is 80, so it's like, it's good.
So this is kind of like the preamble here, Archana, that I just based on what Vijaya said. Outstanding stuff. How do you access wisdom that shifts your life and work positively and quickly? Maybe that works.
Yeah.
And then how do you have it apply to business life in an impactful but gentle way? Meditation done right can and will provide this for you. You will gain the following from this this mini workshop, I guess. You access business system life. We have it applied. How can you reduce stress sufficiently regardless of your circumstances to make you stronger and more resilient? How do you feel about that?
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
preamble. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll copy and paste that. And any other input? Go ahead, please.
I had some points that I read out earlier too, right? So we can kind of blend it all in. And there's also a certain amount of calm and peace that people have given me as a feedback based on these guided meditations I've done. They're like, oh, the calm in the middle of all the chaos, or it feels like a solid pillar when everything else is going topsy-turvy, right? So
yeah, that's good. Those are good metaphors to use, and they create an intrigue about the future. See, when I do my one-on-one conversations with people to convert them if they're potential candidates for this program, some of the things I ask them is, would you like to see a different future? And this is what the future could look like. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. What if you could train yourself to become the calm in the center of a topsy-turvy world, where in the midst of the chaos, you'd be the center and the anchor for your team, instead of being bandied about by the waves and winds and impulses that come up in your mind, something like that, right? So you're creating a future. You see, it's an intriguing question that has people start thinking about the future. So it shifts them from past-based thinking into the future.
yeah.
And then you say, there are 4 or 5 steps in meditation. It takes a while to practice these and master these. But that's the nature of what I do in terms of our trainings.
Right. Yep.
Okay. So you can include what I just said, and you can maybe listen to the recording.
Yeah.
Use some of that. But does that give you enough to start on with your copy?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'll do is I'll put all of these together. I'll listen to the recording as well, and then I'll maybe send it to you for a final look
Sure.
at, and then I can post it. So basically, the Fremont location that I've been sharing with you, she's starting to get ready, and she's open to me using the location while I find other locations.
Great.
So,
Yeah, perfect.
why not just get it rolling? And the other personal update I also have is I know I was dealing with something, and
Right.
it's clear now. So I'm ready to jump in, and I'm grateful that I can shift gears again. And, so I'm just grateful. I'm in a very grateful state right now. Yeah.
I'm glad things are working out.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, good. Yeah, and there may be an opportunity to have a location at the Tech Code as well. But
Okay.
if it comes to that, just let me know.
Sure.
Because I
Yeah.
think Sandra and I are considering going to another location. I mean, it's not like Tech Code is bad, but I think we're ready to upgrade, go to a higher quality location actually. So we'll keep you all updated on that, but also Tech Code might have some slots to share.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, I think Patricia Barrington, you're next. So let me bring you on here. Trying to unmute you, Patricia. Oop. For some reason, I can't unmute you. Can you unmute yourself, Patricia? Oh, there you are. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, awesome. So you need help on your copy, right? Or your meetup on the 28th?
For the 28th, yes.
Okay, and so then as I'm doing this, you guys, the rest of you want to pay attention as well. See how we can optimize your groups and your events. Okay, let's see. 300 miles, huh? New York. Okay, and okay, your groups are not showing up here. Your groups are fairly new. So what's the name of your group again, Patricia?
It's New York Personal and Development Group.
Okay, might have to do it Long Island, I think. Oh, okay. Oh, 100 miles. Okay, let's see, 25 miles.
I think you have to put in New York Personal and Professional Development Group.
What was it again, sorry? Personal and professional?
Yeah, Personal and Development.
Oh, development, okay. Okay, let's try that. This one right here? Or
no,
no?
That's not it.
Okay. Just let me know when we see it. Okay, you're not tracking just yet because I think it's a fairly new group. Okay, and it was professional as well, right?
Personal and Professional Development, yes.
And it's based in Long Island, right?
No, it's in New York City.
New York City. Oh, okay, I see. All right. Okay. A whole bunch of Indian groups. That's interesting. Let's see. New York. Wow. Give me the full name again, Patricia.
It's
New York.
New York Personal and Professional Development Group.
Okay. Take that machine.
Can you put in the workshop name to see if it would come up?
Yeah, I could do that.
In goal setting.
Yeah.
For entrepreneurs. Goal setting for entrepreneurs.
Okay, let's look at the calendar. Ugh. It's within 50 miles of New York, but I can't find events very well because it thinks I'm in Santa Cruz.
Oh,
Parse all that, but let's see. Well, let's see. Let me try our name again. Wow, that's not too surprising. There's a lot going on in New York. So personal, professional, development. Wow. Okay.
Sorry to interrupt here, Sunil. Would it help if Patricia directly shared the link from Meetup?
Yeah, why don't you share the link? Yeah, let's do that, Patricia. So just copy and paste the link for your group. Can you do that?
no, I'm not. No, I can't do that from here right now, Sunil.
Okay.
You're all over my.
Oh, you know what? I can log out and log in as you. I think I
Yeah,
have.
okay. Yeah, you could do that.
I think I have your login. My apologies, everyone. While we figure this out. All right. And then
Voila!
yes. Okay, and this one right here, or New York.
Yes.
If you look at New York, probably. Okay. 91 members. It's growing. Good. Okay, goal setting for entrepreneurs to January 28. Okay, let me just take a quick look at this. Do you remember approximately when we started this group, Patricia?
That's probably November.
Okay, November. Let me take a quick look at your growth here. Last visit, it tells me how engaged people are, but it's not as useful as last when they joined. January 13. Okay, there's some engagement, not a lot, but let's see. Date joined. Come on, machine. Okay, January 13th. It's 2 days ago. 1, 2. Okay, we're getting some growth, so there's definitely some demand for it. Let's go back up here. Take a quick look at your description, group description, then I'll get to your event, I promise you. Ugh. Oh, make sure you sign off here in your group description, Patricia.
Okay.
If you don't have your name here, just make it more personal. So you want to go into edit group settings and then go to basics, and then edit this description here and just say, please join our group as soon as possible. See you soon. Organizer. Okay, so that definitely want to put in. Let's take a look at your other stuff here while they're doing this, and just be an example for everybody else too. Oh, this is a no-no. You got to put a link here because the message goes out. These people won't know what group you're in, so you got to put, please be sure to RSVP to our next events and then put the link. Otherwise, when they get the welcome message, which is what this is, they'll be totally confused
Okay.
because they won't know which group it was. A lot of people join several groups at the same time. So you want to make sure you put this, and you make sure you do the same for all the other groups.
Okay.
Okay, very, very imperative to do. So this may be why you're not getting a lot of engagement in RSVPs, etc. Because people are confused. See? So let's check your topics here as well. And let's make sure you got all the topics. Looks like you've got all the topics. That's good. That's 15 max. You always want to have maximum. Looks like you got a good, healthy range of topics. That's why it's been growing steadily. But I think if you do the changes I suggested, we'll probably get a bump. And let's take a look at member roles. Only thing in member roles, you want to make sure, oh, yeah, this is a no-no too, Patricia.
Uh-huh.
You want to make sure nobody can create new pages except you.
Okay.
Because then other people can come in and hack your group. So you want to make sure this is selected for all your groups, okay?
Okay.
Make sure that you do that. A lot of you have that too. You haven't set that right setting, so make sure you do that in your groups. Let's look at optional features here. Always want to turn the mailing list so you don't have other people mail around and use your mailing list. So turn off the mailing list, it's good. And then you can still mail other people if you turn off the mailing list, it's just that other people can't access the mailing list. This is also a no-no here. You want to change this and put all the keywords here so you can actually use the keywords you have, like professional development in New York. Put that there, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do the same for all your groups, okay? So I hope you're taking notes and all that.
Yeah, I am.
You do have a website now, don't you? Your own website?
I do, yes.
So you can put that under other site. Also put a Facebook group page here.
Okay.
And I'll click save now. So that should optimize your group and give you a bump. So this is why you guys want to come make sure I take a look at your groups. Even if you think I shouldn't take a look at your groups. You should just ask
Well,
me.
you have to take a look at my group because you just saw what's going on there.
I'm going to be like Kim Jong-un of meetup groups and insist that you have me take a look at your meetup groups. Okay, it's definitely required. So that will probably give you a bump. Now let's take a look at your. Now one thing you want to try and avoid. You see your repeating events here. The problem with repeating events. See what I'm doing here, Patricia?
Yes.
January 28th, February 4th. You have the same event there, same image. What this does, psychologically, people go, well, I can skip this event because it's February 4th. I'll go for February 4th. You end up never coming for any event.
Okay.
So what you want to try and do is make each event have at least a slightly different title.
Yeah.
Even though you have the same PowerPoint, more or less. So that's one thing to look at. But let's take a look at do a deeper dive for January.
Take out the February 4th event, please.
Sorry, say again.
Can you take out the February 4th event?
I can, but it's gotta repeat it for infinity, I think. So I can, I think. Let's take a look at it. And I think you.
Because I didn't really put in one for February 4th. So I don't know what happened.
Somewhere you click the repeat.
Oh, okay.
And it just repeated it, see?
Mm-hmm.
So what you could do is you cancel this event, cancel, delete, and cancel and delete this and all following events. So what it should do is just cancel all the ones on and after February 4th. That's probably what you want. So confirm and wait for it to do its thing. Okay. And then you go back to events. wait for it, and yeah, that it did it. So you just have January 28th now. Okay, yeah, January 28th. Okay, so let's work on this. Okay, machine. All right. So the title, goal setting. See, this is a mistake a lot of people. It's not a bad title, Patricia, but it's not a great title.
Mm.
And the reason is you're telling people how, kind of like how, I mean, it does say a little bit of the what, like they're going to get their goals set. But it's more like goal setting. It's a verb. When you have a verb setting, what it tells people is it's more about process, like how you're going to get there, rather than what they're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to focus, in good copy, you want to focus on what people are going to get rather than how they're going to get it. Okay. So I don't know why it's doing that, but let's just work on that. So what I would do, let me take a look at the rest of the copy here. Okay, this looks like I worked on this with you, I think. Oh, maybe not. I think, did you come up with this copy yourself?
Yes.
Well, it's pretty dang good. I mean, it's pretty decent. Okay, very good. Good work. 6 o'clock, maybe a little too early, by the way. How's the traffic in Long Island?
It's not Long Island. We're going to be in New York City. When people leave the job at 5 o'clock, then they would make head to 8th Avenue. And
okay. All right. Well, if you already booked the location, then I wouldn't change it. But if you can't change it, well, I don't know. Does that give it enough people enough time to have dinner and all that kind of stuff before they come?
I don't know. Yeah, because I have done that before.
Okay. All right. Well, you can test it out, but I think you may want to consider moving it to maybe 6:30.
Okay.
But you know, I'll let you decide that. Okay, a trait that you must develop to successfully propel your business forward and embark on the journey. It's a little wordy, but it's not bad. Just gonna shorten it just a little bit. Will help you identify traits. Critical to successfully. This event will help you identify traits critical to successfully propel your business forward. And have you embark on a journey. Life. I see. Okay, you'll recognize the importance of establishing goals and objectives, identify three limiting beliefs. This is quite a lot to promise for a short time, you know. I mean, I'll let it go now, but I think you want to. Okay, I mean, you can advertise the free one-on-one session as well. That's fine. I'll let that be for now.
Okay.
But you also have a call to action. Please RSVP as soon as possible to reserve Ugh. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now the title. See, if they get that goal set, what can they do? I mean, it'd be almost like designing getting what you want in business. Like that. Let me see if this resonates for you.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm hitting some of the emotional triggers here for excitement, concrete designing of goals, because most people don't think of goals as exciting, or goal setting. Concretely designing goals for excitement and success. Okay. How does that sound for you?
That's what you want. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. And I have put a little bit of a preamble here because I'll probably get people thinking when they look at this, say getting what you want, but concretely designing goals. Okay. Tell you what, let me save this and I'll get back in and continue editing. Come on, machine. Okay, yeah, that's better. Okay, that's a bug, but I'll just ignore it for now. Okay, this looks a lot better, but you need a better preamble because getting what you want, people are going to think that true, you see, and they're going to go. So what I would say is most people get stuck in analysis when it comes to goal setting. Doubts and worries about whether this is realistic or whether they can attain these results come up and stop the flow of enthusiasm. Ugh, come on, machine. You can do it.
You have enough space? Maybe you don't have enough space.
No, it's just the internet.
Okay.
Just slow down.
Good results.
most people get stuck in analysis when it comes to goal setting. So what I'm doing here in the preamble here is I'm kind of creating a bridge between the title, because the title has got people thinking, oh, I'm getting what I want, concretely designing for excitement and success. How do I do that? Get stuck in analysis when it comes to goal setting. Doubts and worries about whether this is realistic or whether they can attain these will come up and stop the flow of enthusiasm. How can you create goals? That foster genuine excitement and are realistic. See how that creates future intrigue about the event?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and then that goes into this, flows that pretty well. You have all these. Train to Penn Station, okay. Okay, that's a good question. Attendee limit 18, okay. August 3, you can go up to 5. I would suggest going up to 5. You can leave it at 18 or bring it up to 20. Why do you limit the RSVP time?
Who knows?
Okay, don't do it RSVP time. Okay.
Okay.
Just leave it open right before the event.
Okay.
So that's what that does. Oh, come on, machine. It's thinking. Oh, wait.
I thought when you limit the time, you probably get people to register faster.
No, it doesn't work like that on Meetup.
Okay.
So what you can do for your, actually this is with Europe. And so what you can do here is change your RSVP. So I'll edit the RSVP. Then bump this up to 5 and create more scarcity that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this looks a lot better. What do you think?
Yeah, that looks fine. What you doing?
Good. Maybe add some photos here if you have any of people congregating around you or in front of you, etc.
Okay.
But that looks pretty good. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Let me log out of here. Okay, very good. And all right, I think Dr. Vijay, you had a question too. Let me bring you in here.
Thank you, Sunil.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Vijay, there you are. Hey, Vijay, you had a question too?
Yes, hi, that was great. In fact, we were all talking, Archana, you, and with Patricia, we're all talking about topics today. So that's really great. So I wanted to know from you, and I just wanted you to look at my Vijay Nair at att.net, that New York, the past events. I've done I've identified 7 topics I've done over the course of the last year or so, year and a half. And I want to know what else is missing. And you see, I talked about here the goal setting for today, and
Right.
then authentic leadership, and then effortless productivity and unstoppable resilience. Get great clients quickly and easily without hard work or stress.
Okay.
The unstoppable and fearless entrepreneur, which was great. That one was very good.
Oh, that's a really good title. That's a really good title.
Well, you came up and then I worked it out with Mamoon. So all kudos to both of you. And then power, profit, pleasure, and transformation. That is your lingo. Why
Okay.
this combination matters. And then
Oh,
secret to lasting joy, success, and well-being and transformation. So that's 7 topics. And I want to know what
yeah,
is the pain? Because I like to deal with the pain, right? And then you go into the future intrigue and
right.
emotional,
Sometimes you put the pain in the preamble, like I did a little bit of that with Patricia just now.
yes.
Um, so do you want me to like work with a certain specific event or?
No, no, no. I just want some topics from you, and then I'll craft the thing, and then I can show it to you. But
You want topics around pain points? Or
pain points for businesses and entrepreneurs, and because that's a target group.
I
So
think,
not repeating what I have, but
yeah.
what else do they want?
Well, I think, fear is a big one for entrepreneurs.
Okay, fear of what?
Good
Of
question.
the business, making it, money, future.
Yeah. Yeah, but let's look at that because that's a really good question. I mean, I can come up with a pat answer, which is the fear of the unknown, which is actually accurate,
Okay.
but it doesn't translate much in copy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what the heck does that mean? Oh, you sound like Buddha. But what does that mean? Like, I mean, because a lot of times people can't even articulate the fear because they're so gripped by it, or they just haven't reflected on their fear, right? And then the other thing about fear, the pain point about fear is it takes up so much of their time and their brain bandwidth that they're
Right.
left exhausted. So like if you said something like fear exhaustion and fear and worry exhaustion dash steps to freedom, freedom, insight, and breakthrough, maybe, or steps to freedom, power, maybe, steps to freedom, power, and something, and joy.
And ease.
And ease, maybe, yeah.
Nice. Freedom, power, and ease. That sounds like a landmark key thing, right?
Yeah, there's a little bit, but
empowerment.
Yeah, empowerment could work. It kind of depends. Some people don't understand what empowerment really is.
Right, right.
But joy, freedom, power, they tend to know stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
All the opposite things, like in a title, you have like 2 opposites, a pain point and where you get to.
Yeah, you got to juxtapose, but you got to watch it sometimes. It kind of depends on your market. Some markets are sophisticated enough they know that pain points, you don't have to bring it up again. They're more interested in the future. And there are other markets or other target audiences that are embroiled. They're the kind of audiences that don't really reflect. Like, I mean, people on Wall Street probably fall into that. Because, a lot of people on Wall Street don't really spend a lot of time reflecting in their lives.
Yeah, but they get that something is missing.
They
like
do.
People
They do.
Get that.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and that's also good copy what you just said. You see, I don't know how to do it just yet, but a lot of people think of their problem in terms of something wrong. Sometimes I talk about that in the preamble. If you're caught up in that something's wrong, I want to reassure you that you don't have to look in what's wrong or right about your life, but maybe look at what's missing.
Yeah.
Looking at what's missing brings ease to problem solutions and creating more joy in your life with reality. So when you say something like that, it reframes their problem solving into something a little bit easier and that they haven't thought of before.
Yep.
Oh, I just have to put in something missing. I don't have to like bang my head up against trying to figure out what's wrong, making people right and wrong, or going to guilt. So oftentimes you can say the end of guilt. That can work with certain groups of people. The end of guilt, the beginning of possibility, or the beginning of exponential success that works in your group. Stress is one of the most searched keywords on Google. And stress alleviation, I think, or one of those anyway. But so you could also use that in your title as long as you create future intrigue right away in your tagline.
Now, where is it that in Google, is it Google AdWords or somewhere where they give you the
keyword tool, and I'm sure some of you already know the answer, but keyword tool,
okay.
I think it's the keyword tool. I think they might have changed the name of the tool, but yeah. And you can look at, and sometimes having the most often searched keywords may not help you because everybody's using those keywords. So it requires a little bit more reflection, but you can always go off that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is very, very useful. So stress is fear, is the worry, which is what I think. But I find that when I'm having the mastermind with my business owners, a lot of their worry is like, one of the things I talk here is being more comfortable with uncomfortable feelings, because they are going to come up. It's like,
so that's good. That's good. That can translate into good copy. How do you have freedom with And I think I would put it in a preamble. I would say something like, this might be taken from the Boswick's copies, what I helped them with, but there's this distinction I came up with about a couple of months ago, I don't remember now, that people can be comfortably happy or comfortably unhappy.
Yep.
There are a lot of people who are very comfortable, but they are really unhappy. It doesn't take, Silicon Valley, you can throw a dart almost anywhere. You will hit someone.
Well, also New York, the Twin Cities. But it's like, you can be distraught, unhappy,
Correct.
or you can be peaceful, unhappy. I teach that. They're like, wow.
Yeah. So
on the way to be really, really happy with your unhappiness, and you can convert that. But there's a transition period where you're not so distraught, and you're like, okay, somebody died or something happened.
Yeah. No. So what I say is, you can be comfortable and unhappy, or you can consider comfort or discomfort irrelevant and be happy nonetheless. How do you get there? And be powerful in the face of your worries and circumstances.
Yeah.
The real superhero, I think I had a workshop like that. The real superhero is like, it wasn't the best copy, but it's well attended. The real superhero, your ability to conquer fear, doubt, worry, and anxiety as a practice.
Wow. Ability to conquer fear,
anxiety, and worry as a practice. I can't remember the exact thing, but I think it was like that.
Fear and worry as a practice.
Yeah, I had a workshop called The River of Life, and I think that was the tagline. I had a whole bunch of distinctions about the river of life and using energetic things to do it. And for some reason, business leaders loved it, even though it was the most woo-woo workshop I ever led. But it worked.
Very good. Superhero powers.
Yeah.
To conquer fear.
I'm a little hesitant about it because some people look at that and go, yeah, right. So I don't know how that will land in Wall Street necessarily, but.
Oh, it lands very well. I can tell you that. And especially they look at who is coming and teaching it, right? So.
Okay. All right. Well,
I do a lot of this stuff, so it's.
Yeah.
If you're interested, you are. If you're not, you're not.
Test it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're at 10:31. I just want to acknowledge that. But yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
I think I got all the questions here. anything I missed? Anybody I missed or any other questions? Okay, great. Remember, those of you who can come on the 4 o'clock call, today I'm having Sam Bennett, who's going to talk about webinar conversions. She's fabulous. So if you can come on the 4 o'clock call, great. And then we're on next week. So I'll see you guys next week. Again, a final call for any questions, anything else?
Sunil, sorry, can we just email you for the replay of this, the Pacific Times thing? Okay.
Please do.
Thank you.
Yeah. Please do. Actually, let me think. Yeah, just email me and maybe I'll have my admin in the Philippines just send it to you.
Sam Bennett, right?
Sam Bennett, yeah. Yeah, and you can look her up, Samantha Bennett or Sam Bennett. She's based in Los Angeles. Great, very organic approach to doing webinars, so you guys will like it. It's not contrived, but she gets pretty damn good results. So I was definitely intrigued. Okay, great. You guys have a great week ahead. I apologize for going 3 minutes over here, but I'll see you guys either in the 4 o'clock call or next week. And take care. Have a great, successful week.